now.
Yes, I can. I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello?
Y- Yes,
Hello?
I can hear you too.
Okay, okay. I'm here. I'm here. Let me just reach out to our speaker.
I think she just joined. She's in.
Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi Essie. Hi Bumi. Hi Mary. Welcome. I know for some of us here, we've not registered for ETHAccra. Some of us who have registered, yeah, welcome. So we just want to like hasten up and go straight into the session. Essay is a technical writer and a dev reel, and trust me, she has done amazing things. And we just want her to actually, what's it called now, to share our insights on everything that hackers need to know and understand and how to make the best out of ETHAccra 2025. So, Essay, I'll leave the floor to you now. Thank you. Essay, are
Okay,
you
so
here?
hi, can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can.
Okay, so hi everyone, GM, and thank you to ETHAccra for having me. And okay, so a little bit of introduction. My name is Ese Monday. I am the current developer for Ethereum Nigeria, and I also work with Fala Network. And a little bit about Fala Network, we are basically into data privacy and confidential computing. And for today's session will be tailored towards the ETHAccra hackathon. And we've said that a lot of times, but I'm really, really excited because this will be my first ETHAccra hackathon, and I don't know what to expect just yet, but I am really excited for it. And for everyone who knows me, everybody knows I'm really big on developer education, anything developer education, DevRel, that's where you would find me. And the whole purpose of today's session is just to make sure everyone is well prepared for the hackathon coming up. Basically, some tips here and there that you might be missing and how to go about it. So just let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, so I cannot, when I'm presenting, I may not be able to see the Zoom session because everything is all full screen. So I might not be able to see the meeting itself. Or if I get too fast, you can always call me back. You can always unmute and call me back. I'll be glad to do that. And also this session, I would love to make it interactive. So if you have any questions, please just let me know. Please just let me know. I would love it to be very, very interactive because in as much as I am doing a whole presentation, sometimes I tend to be too fast, but I would just go down to it now. So for this slide, I have like 10 slides, and I'll try and go through each one of them and explain in details as much as I can. So how to prepare yourself for the ETHAccra 2025 hackathon, and basically a way to maximize your hackathon experience. And it will be builders and focused, but I think it's going to be more general. It's going to be a general thing. So why this session? ETHAccra is fast approaching. Preparation is one of the best ways to emerge as a winner. Whether you're a first-time hacker, whether you're a first-time hacker or you're a returning hacker, this session was made with love for you. So when I was preparing this slide, I was really nervous because I realized that I'll be talking to I didn't know the number of persons I'll be talking to or how much impact I'll be having. So I decided to go with a very, very cute slide. That's why you can see my guys here and here. These are like basically my co-pilots. So I hope everybody finds it cute as well. Then now for the very first tip I have for this session, um, is build a purpose. That is the title of the slide, but I want to explain in more details. So when you come up with an hackathon idea, say you register, you've looked through the protocol sponsoring this particular hackathon, you found a list of them, you have a should I say a business idea or a project idea. You should, if you cannot go ahead and explain the problem you're trying to solve in one single sentence, I feel like you're overcomplicating it. One thing you always have to keep at the back of your mind is that you have just 2 to 3 days to put together your best shots, and you don't want to overcomplicate it by putting more things than you need into that very simple application. At the end of the day, if it gets too bloated, you might not be able to reach that goal or build to your satisfaction, and it might just end up all messy, even when it comes to time for presentation. So first thing you need to focus on is on the clarity. Like I said, be able to explain the problem you're trying to solve in one simple statement. In one simple statement. And I think I have a project I'm currently working on, and I cannot wait to demo it. But basically it's going to be very, very, very straightforward. It's clarity over complexity. Second thing you need to do is understand the problem you are trying to solve. So even if you're not the one building, you're the one in charge of presenting the already built products, you really need to do some level of research, because when you are done presenting or during the process of your presentation, you might be hit to something like an architectural diagram. You need to understand what is being plugged into what. And since we're building in the Web3 space, one tool we all use is a normal non-custodial wallet. So you need to be able to understand what happens when the user connects this wallet, what is going on under the hood, what function were being called here. And you would also need to be able to explain the tech stack, even if you're a non-technical person. You need to understand the tech stack. And if you decide to go a little bit further, you might do some research on why you choose that particular tech stack to build with. But overall, you just have to keep it as simple as you can. And like I said, be able to explain your project in one line. Nothing too complex, nothing too out of the ordinary. And another thing, you need to connect with your audience. Um, since you're trying to solve a problem that might possibly be a pain point for you, you need to be able to communicate that pain point. Like, I'm solving a problem that helps with invoicing in the African ecosystem, for example. And a way to connect that would be that a lot of times when we do invoicing in Africa or in Nigeria specifically where I'm from, there's there's this um there's this way it goes. Okay, now I cannot even explain it myself. And that is because I've not done a lot of research on it. So in essence, just make sure you know your thing. Make sure you know it down to the most minute details. And next thing you need to make sure is that you align your idea with real world needs or the hackathon team of the sponsors. So for the ETHAccra hackathon, I think Lisk is one of the sponsors. Yeah, I don't know, Lisk or no, yeah, there was one I really wanted to hit on. That ENS, that the Ethereum name service. So the Ethereum name service is very, very broad. And if you were to implement that in your project, you might just focus on getting when the user connects their wallet, you should be able to see their ANS name attached to it. But that's just a very, very shallow way of putting it. One thing I love to do is I love to go to the protocols and go and watch like any workshop they had of recent. For example, for ENS, I went to the Eat Global Hackathon official page, and I saw that the last what they call it, sorry, the last session they had for Eat Global, they were mainly focused on having this subsidiary name under a simple ENS name. So basically having like a subdomain under the main ENS domain. So that kind of way, when I want to build my project, I know I want to align with this company's vision. They are thinking of a way to bring subdomains and make it publicly available to everybody. So I would want to think in that direction. How does my project align with that? And that would be a way for my project to particularly stand out for that particular sponsor. So you can always go ahead and check the ETHAccra page, the hackathon page, and then find out more ideas from it. Do some deep research, understand the goal of the particular protocol and where they are trying to get to. So like a form of projection in a way. And the next thing I would want to hit on is keep it lean. Keep it lean. I know whenever we have ideas, we have these We have this brain orgasm where we keep on hitting ChatGPT. We have this amazing idea, and it's ChatGPT will keep on giving you. It will keep on giving you all these amazing features you can put in your application. But even for you have to remember it's just 3 days we're hacking. And even if you want to like extend this hackathon project beyond ETHAccra and make it a startup for yourself, one thing you should always focus on is keeping your feature small. Like always remember it's called an MVP, and an MVP means the minimum viable product. The minimum means what is the minimum idea you can put in your product to communicate the idea of what you are trying to do overall. Say you are building an invoicing platform, and an invoicing platform will probably come with things like connect your wallet, let's invoice how much you've spent so far. You can generate receipts, you can send an invoicing link to somebody so they can pay you for it. That's three ideas. But if I'm to take it a little bit further, I'd want to start thinking about things like notification service. Yeah, notification service that when you send the link to somebody to pay you via that particular link, the person should keep on getting notification every 2-3 days until they pay up. Share. Now, if I go ahead and bring that kind of feature into the minimum viable product I'm trying to build, that would kind of overcomplicate things. And at the end of the day, I will have to start putting in some extra tech, slapping things together, and even just building three features, it's hard enough than for you to start thinking about beautification. So don't overbeat it. Just put three, three at most. I'm sorry I put five here, but please pick three. Three is good. Three is fine. If three works to the bone, you are very good to go. And ship something that works. Always ship something that works. You are moving fast. Remember, you are moving fast. Ship something that works. And this is points where you can actually talk to your UI person, UI UX person, your UI UX designer to keep it as beautiful as they can. Yes. Another thing for the developers is that, especially when you're working on the front end, every backend service might not work at the time of development. So you as a front end developer, if you can go ahead and just put in some simulation of the flow, that would really help the case. But you always have to make sure the three core features you are pitching is working fine. Then if you want to put some extra features, you can just simulate it. You don't have to have the backend service working fine. Remember, it's just 3 days. Make it lean, make it fine, and present like your life depends on it. And yeah, as I also put, simulate the user flow. Just make it simple. If you can simulate, even if when you connect the wallet is searching the wallet, indexing the blockchain, and when you index the blockchain, the user should be able to look at this particular transaction and see the gas fee that is there. So when the user can see that particular transaction and trying to see the gas fee, at that point of you trying to get the gas fee, you might now have to make some additional API call. So at the points where your three features are not included in that, being able to look dig deeper into a particular transaction, you can simulate those data at the view more of a particular transaction. So everything all depends on how you are able to keep it lean and how you are able to simulate some form of future feature future features, that kind of thing. And yeah, just keep it lean. Then my third, oh my god. Okay, give me a moment. I think this thing. Just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, cool. Everything
Yeah, we
everything is
can.
working. Okay, sorry, my headset went off a bit there. So my next point is presentation prep is key. Now this is where you tie everything down together. When you I feel like when most people do this team formation for hackathons, they always go first. They go for the front end developer, they go for the back end guy, they go for the smart contract guy. They're like, oh, they go for this very fast team. They get the guy that can write code from now to next year. The guy has started coding since he was 3. Those are the people they actually go for. But they always forget one very key thing, and that's the presentation. If you can get somebody that can, in fact, get a marketer. If you know somebody that can talk and they know how to tell a very good story, hold that person tight. Because in as much as you have a good product, you need somebody to be able to explain what you built. And don't just leave it to the last hour as to, okay, it's finally time to present. You know, start thinking, okay, oh, you backend guy, you are the one that wrote it now, please present. No. At the beginning of where you have the idea is where you get the presentation person. And that presentation person, or should I say, the person could actually be the project manager. And that person, you need to hold that person close. Like you need to hold that person. The person has to be there every step of the way. Because if the person just comes at the last minute, the person does not understand, okay, you probably deployed on risk network and then you probably use space and time DB for indexing. And then when it gets down to the presentation, the flow is not just there because the person does not understand what went on up to that point. The person probably just read, okay, let's say you probably just give me documentation with problems, how we solve this, and that's it. But if you get somebody at the very beginning, even if the person is not coding, if the person is not coding, means the person has extra time. Sure, very good. That person is that person should be the jovial one, the extroverted one, the one that can pull a crowd together, the one that can sell water to a well. Yeah, that kind of a thing. So get the person at the very beginning, hold the person tight. Like at the end of it, at the end of every feature implementation, go ahead, explain to this person, okay, this is what we did, and this is why we did it, and this is how all of this connects to the end goal at the end of the day. So presentation prep is key. That is your major selling point. So don't mess with it. Just make sure you get that person. So don't leave it until the last hour. Tell a story. Your project is a story. It's not just a solution to a problem. It's a story. That's why it has to come from, I would say, deep in your heart. Yes. So it has to come from somewhere deep in your heart. It has to be you are really deeply interested in solving this problem. And if you're from Africa, you know that we have a lot of wonderful issues that we're always trying to solve with the blockchain. And there are a lot of problems to solve. So don't just go ahead and start farming hackathons left and right. Build something with real impact. That's what the ETHAccra is for. And team dynamics, like I was saying initially when I was talking about the marketer. So dynamics matters. Team dynamics matters. Um, Team dynamics matters. So when you are at the point of team formation, it gets very, should I say, it's a little bit complex than what most people think it is. They think, okay, once you slap in a back-end guy, a front-end guy, and a smart contract dev, you have a full thing. But there's this there has to be some form of synergy. Like, how do I put it? So for me personally, I have like a couple of persons I love hacking with, and that's because over time we've gotten to know each other. We've been able to understand our strengths, our weaknesses, and most times when people register for hackathon, I would say go with your colleague, go with that developer you work with at work, bring the person in. That's the best way to act. That way you guys have this synergy on lockdown. But if you're meeting somebody for the very first time, especially on a very big hackathon like this, where you're meeting people from other parts of Africa, one thing you need to focus on is setting clear roles. Whoever is in charge of front-end development should be in charge of front-end development. You don't have to do any form of micromanaging them and trying to see if they're meeting up to standard, but define the roles. At the end of always have like regular meetings. At the end of every meetings, make sure before you leave that meeting, you have deliverable. Like, okay, we had a meeting to discuss this particular feature. You should be able to tag what this person is doing at a particular time. So set the clear rules, do your regular check-ins, but don't make it too annoying. People really hate it when you are doing some form of micromanaging. Personally, I hate it, but set the clear roles. Who is doing front end should do the front end. Who is doing smart contracts should do the smart contracts. Who is the project manager or the product manager should be the product manager. Regularly check in. You guys are a team. If you don't talk all day and you say you want to present on the last day, it's not going to work out. So regular check-ins. That's why you guys have to be friends, or at least I don't know. Just find your team synergy and make sure it works. Keep morale high, even under pressure. And one thing about hackathons is that towards the last end, there tends to be like this pressure with people trying to ship the very, very last minute. And since the ETHAccra is from September 3rd to September 6th, now this is a very, very good time for you to find your hacking partner. Um, one trick I use personally is ETHAccra, they have their X page. They have people that are commenting that, oh yeah, I will see you there. And that's a very good way to find a team member. From the people commenting, you can go ahead, look into their profile, slide into their DM, and just like that, you have a hackathon partner, and you probably have a friend. And if you're someone that's very, very introverted and you get really shy, you can start online. That's how you get this icebreaker running up. Uh, and I think that one, I should be the one I should be telling myself that particular thing because I tend to get very shy. But you can start online, meet them online, talk about it online. If possible, even have a coffee chat, just the way we're having this chat now. I know there are a couple of persons that are probably leaving some messages in the chat section, or just check them out. Try and be friends with them even before the hackathon. Have the coffee chat with them before the hackathon and brainstorm. Come with an idea. Make sure you bring your best. And I am really, really sure everybody will bring their best because I don't know. I am personally excited to like be there. I have never been to for any ETHAccra hackathon, and this looks like it's going to be the bomb. And lastly, or should I say, I think lastly, yeah, lastly, enjoy the grind. It's a hackathon. Money, your eyes on the money. Yeah, was it eyes on the prize? Yeah, that's what they put it. Eyes on the prize, but make sure you enjoy the grind. ETHAccra is not just specifically for you to come and act till you go home and collect your bounty, but make sure you make lifelong friends. So remember, hackathons are marathons, not a sprint. Just take your time, build as much as you can, stay positive, adapt quickly. No matter the setback you get, just make sure you stay positive and you actually enjoy other parts of the events. And I think there was one last thing I did not touch on. One last thing I did not touch on, especially for the developers. One thing I've noticed is that whenever they build hackathon project, they always forget, they just push to GitHub and everybody goes away. But there's always one very silent hidden point in how your GitHub looks like, on how your repo looks like. If at the repo, in every repository, there's always a file called the readme.md and it's in Markdown. And in that Markdown, you can actually generate that with AI as long as you can communicate your idea clearly. So always make sure your README has adequate information about your projects. And if possible, you can even put in your architectural pattern or your architectural diagram in your repo README. So, and even just beyond the hackathon, if you build a project and say you call your project say Africa Invoice, and the mission or the function of that particular project is keeping invoicing simple for Africans. Yeah, I finally got it. So initially I was trying to find the best one-liner for an invoicing service specifically built for Africans. So keeping invoicing simple for Africans. And that is my one-liner for my Afri invoice project. And yeah, as embracing me. So that's my one liner for that project. So if I put okay, Afri invoice, keeping invoicing easy for Africans, um, then I will do something. I don't know if everybody's familiar with something called a product requirement documentation. It's something you can always ask ChatGPT to. So once I'm going to list is okay, my project has this function, it has these three functions. Put the first three functions, the ones that you know are working well, those mind blowing ones. Put the first three. Okay, first three, user can sign in and get an invoicing based on their wallet activity. Number two, they can pass that invoice to PDF or JSON formats. And number three, they can send an invoicing link to a third party to get payments in stablecoin. Yeah. So those are my three functions. Then the last two I will put in is the last two I'll probably put in is on okay, on every transaction you can see the transaction history and transaction details like gas fee and everything. So if you notice, I always put my top three strong. How does this work? Okay, my back on. Okay, cool, cool. Okay, so I put my first strong three functions first. Then the last two functions will probably be the ones that I want to simulate in my front end to have. And then I'm probably going to put an architectural diagram after my functions. Then I'll put my tech stack. Then after my tech stack, I might put anything else. I might put anything else. Put a link to try to watch the demo. Yeah, demos are very, very important. And that is where you get your presentation person. Demos are very important. So a link to watch my demo, and then probably a yeah, on every repository there's also a part where you can put in the link to the live project. So make sure you put in the link to the live project. So with all of that, when you do your hackathon submission, even if at the point of the hackathon submission, you have your demo video that you submitted on the submission link. The fact that you are attached all of those things in your repo, there's always one hidden point there. It tells the judges that okay, yeah, this person did not come to play. Even if it's a hackathon project, the README, anybody that stumbles upon that repo knows what this is all about. So that kind of even beyond ETHAccra, that's a way people get jobs. And I know everybody's looking for a way to stand out. So your repo must always be top notch. Your README should be mwah. It has to be top notch, minus everything you submit for the hackathon. If your repo can explain the project itself, please go ahead and make your repo explain the project. Put in a very, very nice presentation, vibe with your team. Yeah, presentation is key. That if you did not take anything from this space, take the fact that presentation is key. So make sure you nail your UI, you nail your presentation, you nail your repo. If you nail those three things, whoever goes ahead to do the presentation at the end of the day, you give this person this morale. Once the person knows that even if they go to the GitHub repo, they're going to see something fantastic, the person feels positive to even do the presentation. So yeah, tell a problem, tell a story, from your problem to your solution to your impact. Always just do a wonderful job. Don't think beyond just the hackathon. Think you are presenting to YC, even if it's just an hackathon for ETHAccra. Just think beyond this. Think big. It could be anything, any day. Team dynamics matter. Enjoy the grind. Yeah, this is where I was. So enjoy the grind, everybody. Remember, it's a full conference. Make sure you attend every other part of the conferences. Make sure you actually enjoy it beyond just coding. Don't spend all day coding. That'll be the wrong way to enjoy it. Then yeah, thank you to everyone for taking out time for this. Initially when I created the presentation, I was really, really nervous, but think I got the hang of it at the end of the day. So yeah, the final step is the to do things you need to do. Make sure, I know there are a couple of persons that have not registered for the hackathon. Please register for the hackathon. It promises to be amazing. Like personally, I'm coming for the jollof rice, the Nigerian and the Ghana jollof banter. That's what I'm coming for, to be honest. So register for the hackathon, form the team. You can get your team online. Get some team synergy flowing. Have the coffee chat with them. You don't know who you're going to be working with tomorrow. So form your team online. They're online. You will see them. They used to comment on ETHAccra's page that okay, I will be there. Oh. Go and talk to them in their team. Everybody's nice. I will not beat you. Then register for the hackathon, form your team, prepare to travel. So if you're in Africa, you have to bring your passports and your yellow fever card. It's not specific for Nigerians or Africans as a whole. So your passport, your yellow fever card, then join the community channels. A lot of information. Hackathons are always very fast. Like the last minute information might just be what will save you. So you want to make sure you're always on the community channel and you're seeing what is happening. You're getting the live updates. And yeah, start networking online so you have people to meet up with. If you're someone that's very shy like me, and when you walk into a room filled with people, you get really anxious. The best way to break the ice is talking to them online first. A lot of times persons are really, really nice. So just you can even connect with me. I forgot to put my Twitter handle, but nonetheless, and follow it Accra. You cannot tell me you're coming for the hackathon and you're not following the organizers. That's very, very wrong. Don't do that. So I hope everybody registers. I'll just see you all in person. And then my last slide is I call it builder's resource. So if you want to find everything concerning the hackathon, you can find it on the official hackathon page. You have the list of the sponsors, and possibly the tracks they are looking for as well. So when you go through the official hackathon guide, the next thing you need to do is go to YouTube. And personally, I love the East Global YouTube because it has information on the protocols and the latest direction they are building with. So once you finalize on what you want, the tech you want to build with, go to the YouTube channel and watch and see the vision of these protocols and make sure what you are building aligns with their protocol, even while it's solving the problem you have for this hackathon. Well, yeah, that's the last slide. That's the last slide. But nonetheless, I look forward to seeing everyone in person. And please, jollof rice, not much play with me. Serious about it. So thank you.
Wow, like essay. I feel like let me clap. I want to clap for you in person. I mean, this is so concise, straight to the point. Like anybody that don't even know about ETHAccra before, I bet you that when they are listening to your slide, like listening to you, they will have an idea about ETHAccra. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of the team, the founder, and everyone. Thank you so much for doing this. And definitely for persons that missed out, this recording will be available tomorrow by 12 p.m. WAT, that's 1 p.m. GMT. So, yes, the slide will also be available. Essay will share a slide with us as well, so you can go through it. Follow ETHAccra, as Essay said, and also follow Essay on Twitter. She's amazing, I mean. So, do we have any questions that would like to ask Essay? This is the best time to do that. So, if you have any questions, kindly react. I think did
Yeah, I don't
someone
know.
drop something in the chat box?
Okay. Oh, thank
Yes. So
you.
yeah, see, so much value. So it's not just me.
See,
And
I'm
Essay, of
actually
course, I
happy.
look forward to. Yeah, I'm lucky as well. And I also look forward to seeing you guys. I'll be in person. And yes, I'm also coming for the Nigeria versus Ghanaian jollof rice. Let's see.
Exactly.
Cindy, I think there's a hand raised for. I think maybe the person wants to ask a question or something. I
Okay.
think
Okay.
that's from Bumi
Okay, who has
Bumi
the question?
Mary.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Essay. So I just wanted to ask, like, if we don't make our team online, for example, we can always make our team in Accra, right?
Oh yeah, sure. Sure. You can always make your team in Accra. And the only reason why I'm emphasizing online is because before you guys get down to being under the pressure of trying to deliver the projects in 3 days and everything, when you meet people online, they tend to be this, you guys can have a coffee chats and you get to understand the person you end up working with because the time frame for the hackathon is just 3 days. So if you get your team online on time and you guys form some synergy and you guys understand each other, when it comes down to the day to develop, you will just like blast through. No need to start introducing, okay, my name is this and that. But that's why the community channel actually works too, because there'll be a lot of persons saying they need it saved. But even if you cannot form online, if you cannot form online, yeah, I think I'm also working with Ada. We have our community there. So if you have any issues with team formation, you can talk to the organizers or my DM is always open. We can sort something out.
Thank you very much.
No problem. It's my pleasure. Okay, let's stop sharing. Well, so thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, Essay. Thank you everyone for joining. See you in ETHAccra next week. So catch the
Yeah,
Charlie, catch the vibe.
Okay, all right then, everyone. Bye.
bye everyone.